me to tell my why story. She only gave me 2 days to do it, which, as I said, was a good thing so that I didn't go on and on and on. So, so here we go. I do not actually know my first time taking classes here at the Madison Y. It was sometime in the mid-70s when my mother, who noticed me flipping around the house filled with my 5 siblings and me, knew that she had to send me somewhere to get out my energy and perhaps develop a skill. My father had been a member of the Madison Y beginning in the early 60s, so they signed me up for regular weekly gymnastics classes. Then, in 1977, at age 8, I tried out for the gymnastics team and made it. That began my gymnastics career and my connection to the Madison Y, and here is my Y story. Back in the 70s, there were no spring floors, padded beams, or pits. There was no gymnastics center as there is now. Our gym was the size of button high, and actually, this was where we did gymnastics. We practiced and had our meets here. To do a vault, one would have to run through those double doors. We would lay the floor down only after the other event equipment was put away. Eventually, we practiced and had our meets in the gym, where basketball and the other sports are played now. We still had to set up the gym and break it down, but at least all the equipment was up at the same time. Times have changed. I have known Bob Conley for a very, very long time. Some of you have heard the story that he was like a mini bank to the gymnasts. We would borrow change from Bob for the snack machine, a favorite being cheese and crackers with that little red stick that was used for a knife. Bob would carry around his mini notebook to record our borrowings. I hope by now we have made good on our loans. I practically lived at the Y for 7 years. My friends were fellow Rosettes. There was Melissa from my town of Florham Park, Pam from Whippany, and Chris from Westfield. There were many more on the team who came from many of these surrounding towns to be a Rosette. Besides gymnastics and getting snacks at the snack machine, we loved to play Pac-Man in the downstairs hallway. There were even nights when we would sleep over in the rec room. I just remember, I don't know why we did that, but do you remember? Another favorite was the Rose City Festival, which was always a great exhibition for us to do. I am proud to say that in 1983, we took place at Nationals in Richmond, Virginia. I believe our trophy still stands in the Gymnastics Center. Unfortunately, my gymnastics career ended in 1984 when I had knee surgery due to an injury from doing a full-on floor. I had mixed feelings at the time. Part of me was sad that I was not going to be on the team, my family, but part of me was feeling somewhat okay with the decision not to go back. I could now just come home from school instead of going to the gym for many, many hours on multiple days of the week. I would be a normal high schooler. The friends I have made are ones for life. They know what you went through while being on such a competitive team. You cannot share with just anyone the pain of ripped hands from the bars, bruises from falling off the beam, and the up and down emotion you get from receiving your scores. Most of my teammates are all over the country now. My very good friend Melissa lives in Massachusetts, and somehow our conversations every so often refer back to a Y Gymnastics episode. Melissa and I even organized a weekend reunion 9 years ago in 2004. We were hoping to celebrate 20 years winning nationals. Well, it turned out to be 21 years. There were at least 20 team members and 2 coaches who came from all over the United States. We had a party at my house one day and an exhibition by the gymnastics team another day. Another 9 years have passed, and Melissa and I are in the early stages of a 30-year reunion. Gymnastics is in my blood, even though I can barely get down to do a center split. I can still visualize a floor or beam routine. Maybe I embellish these routines, but for those who know the sport, it is very much mental. You have to think it before you do it. I still remember the mental blocks, unable to throw a trick on floor or beam. You would just stand on the beam for what felt like hours until you just did it, or if not, somberly left the gym. Fast forward a few years, I spent some time back at the Y during my college and post-college age, mostly working out in the fitness center, which was where Kids Central is now. I remember signing up for the Stairmaster, waiting for one to be available. Now when I go to the fitness center, there are so many aerobic machines to choose from, there is no wait. Times have changed. Fast forward more years, and my husband and I have a family membership. There was a time when, a few years ago, that my husband was laid off from work. I was contacted by a Y employee who said we could get either a discounted or free membership during his unemployment. I'm still amazed at this offer. We did not take the Y up on this offer, but this gesture struck with me. The Y was another family for me back 30 plus years, and it is one now for us. The Y has grown in size since I began coming here, but this feeling of family is still in the atmosphere. My husband only gets to the Y 1 to 2 times a week. After my 4th knee surgery, not all from gymnastics, I am trying to get back into yoga and strength training and aerobic training here at the Y. My 2 young children now participate in swimming and dancing, and no gymnastics. Maybe not all times have changed. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Diane Mann, and I dressed up tonight, as you can see. But thank you for all those blue shirts that are out there that remind us what we're here about. My part on the agenda is